In a moment, we're going to talk about new laws that made their way through Parliament this week, designed to keep you safer online. But first, I want to introduce you to a man who knows more about online fraud than he ever wanted to. Steve Buston is the Brighton man whose image has been stolen and used by scammers around the world to trick women into falling in love and handing over their money. Steve, hi.
Hello.
How did you find out that your face was being used in this way?
I'd had a number of times when people had said, oh, I've seen Facebook profiles with your name and photo being used. And then Valentine's Day a few years ago, my phone rang and this woman's voice just said, you don't know me, but I thought I knew you. And it was a woman who had been dating me online for some weeks by that point. But she had got suspicious from some of the photos and had tracked me down. And that's when she contacted me. And as a result of that, we went public, but I now know of at least 18 to 20 women who have dated me, and I suspect there are dozens more out there.
You said you became suspicious about particular photos, so let's take a look at them and you can explain to us why these images were the moment that she realised something was up.
Yeah, now, I mean, it's interesting. These photos, Martin, the scammer, called himself. I have no idea if that's his real name or not. He sent them to this woman on the same day. The one on the left he sent in the morning and said that was him sat outside his hotel in Bahrain having breakfast, because these scammers always say they're working overseas, which is why they can't meet. He then sent her the photo on the right in the evening and said this was him in his hotel pool in Bahrain. Now, apart from anything else, the photo on the left, there's lots of deciduous trees in the background, which I'm not sure are native to Bahrain. But also, if you look, my hair is silver and curly. In the photo on the right, my hair is dark and short, and I appear to have picked up a tan and possibly had quite a lot of Botox.
How many years apart are they?
They're about 12 years apart.
Okay.
So yeah, and this woman noticed that there was a mismatch here. She then went back through. He'd sent about 25 photos by this point, and she went back through and looked at them and noticed that my hair colour, length, my weight, all this stuff had changed and wasn't consistent. So that's when she grew suspicious.
The scammers, they go pretty far, don't they? They created a false passport.
They did.
And even attempted to trick her into thinking she was seeing you in a live video call. Now, what happened there?
Yeah, so this woman, after she and I had spoken, and she'd met my husband on Skype, because that's the ultimate irony, is I'm married to a man, so these women really are not my type. But she then carried on talking to Martin, now knowing that he was potentially a scammer. And eventually, after a few days, she challenged him and said, I found your photos on somebody else's profile. To which he straight away said, oh, that man's a fraud, he's dangerous, I'm going to have him taken down. As a result of that, Facebook did then verify my profile to prove I was who I said I was. But he clearly had invested some weeks, and we now know that the scammers will invest weeks or even months in these conversations. So he didn't want to lose all the work he'd put in. So he first of all sent him a copy of his passport with my photo in, even using my date of birth. And then he said, shall we have a Skype call? This was in the pre-Zoom days. So she agreed to have a Skype call, and I have to say, to my eternal gratitude, she propped up her phone and recorded it. So yeah, they had this, what she thought was a live call. His voice is live, the pictures certainly aren't.
Shall we have a look at it? Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Should I call you on a normal call so we can talk? Because this Skype thing is not working for me.
It's working occasionally, a bit.
So let me call you on the phone if that's okay with you.
Okay.
You can see how somebody who's falling for something might fall for that. It's I should just say that we've put our producer's voice over it to protect the victim in this case. But they've managed to animate your face slightly and badly.
It's not an animation at all.
No?
It's nowhere near that sophisticated. It is simply a video that he found online. I had to go and search for it. It's just me talking to my webcam. And I think I was promoting an event I was speaking at or something like that. And then he is basically hitting the pause button to make it judder. So it sort of looks
like a
really bad connection. And then it's his voice over the top. So it's interesting. When I showed this to Sussex Police, they were like, we have never seen this before. And interestingly, I ended up showing it to Peter James, the crime novelist. And his reaction was he would never have dared to write that into a book because it sounded too far-fetched.
It's interesting because there's a lot of fiction. There's a BBC drama about this, A Pack of Lives, which is on at the moment. We talked about the fact that there wasn't just one woman here, that your face has been used a number of times, and I believe there's a package out there that people can buy on the dark web.
I believe so, yes, yeah.
They're just trying to get money out of these people, right? That is the intention.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So the scammers will always say that they are widowers. I think that because it says I'm the marrying kind, I'm looking for a relationship. They will always say they're working overseas, which is why they can't meet. And they'll talk for weeks. And I've seen some of the conversations, and some of them are really, very intimate. But then the first request for money will often be for a small amount, maybe only £100, £200. It's often something like, oh, I've lost my passport, I need some money to get a new one so I can come back and see you. So the victim, I should say it's men just as much as women falling for these scams, will pay over, let's say, £100. The scammer will pay it back, but they'll pay back £120 and say, oh, I've just added a little gift as a thank you. So of course
they look
the victim goes, oh wow,
then they
that's
offer 10
amazing.
grand.
Yeah, absolutely. So then the next, it builds up. We know of one woman in Aberdeen who sold her house and gave the proceeds to a man
for your
she'd never
face.
met. Yeah, yeah.
Crikey. Come back in a moment to how it feels to know that you've been used in that way. Damien, you've been really involved in the online safety bill, which is supposed to keep people safe from fraud. How will it tackle this?